Before Fit First Responders, I'd have to say stagnant would be the word that I would use. I was in a rut at work, at home. I was basically in the worst position of my life. You know, I'd had a knee surgery, actually 2 in 2010, and from that point on, I'd pretty much just been a slug. Didn't work out, make excuses for everything. Just didn't have the drive that I did, like as I was, you know, the athlete growing up. Physically, I was in the worst shape of my life. I was the heaviest in January of this year, 228 pounds, heaviest I'd ever been, almost 100 pounds higher than when I wrestled in high school. Literally would lose my breath tying my shoes. You know, I was wearing size 38 jeans. Turns out my waist was 44.5 inches, 6.5 inches bigger than the jeans I'd been wearing. As a firefighter, I knew I wasn't where I needed to be. I mean, I felt that I had lost the respect of my peers. Every fire we went to, I was physically exhausted. You know, I was going through air bottles quicker than I had in the past. Making excuses I could not to work out with the guys. Wasn't eating healthy, and almost prided myself by cooking greasy foods, by cooking nasty foods. At home, I wasn't the dad I should have been. You know, just as far as little things, helping out at the house, being there for my kids, basically, you know, being the good father that I knew that I wanted to be, I had put off. Just wasn't the father and the husband that I wanted to be, knew I could be. After Fit First Responders, I'd have to say, without a doubt, I'm finally back in control of my life. I lost 58 pounds. My body fat mass, I dropped 72% of it. I'm down to 9% now. I can run again, something I thought that I would never be able to do after my knee surgeries. My blood pressure's down, resting heart rate down. Everything about my physical transformation has been for the positive. Not only have I signed up for the Tulsa run, but I plan on trying to finish in the top 25% of that run. Being there for my kids now, being there for my wife now, just making no excuses at the house. Being a manager of my time, I'm back in control. My quality of life has greatly improved, definitely at the house. Again, I can look in the other guys in my truck's eyes, and I can tell that I've regained their respect. Gaining the respect of the police and the MCCLENDON, that's been a total game changer. But I would consider them my brothers and my sisters now versus before. And I think that's really what Coach JC was setting out to do. Fit First Responder program, it is the real deal. It has undoubtedly changed my life. I feel that it's sincerely brought the city of Tulsa together as a first responding agency. I sincerely thank God every day that Coach JC and his crew have come into my life. I am DARIN DETHEROW. I am now fit for duty and definitely fit for life.
Before Fit First Responder, I had hit my 40s. I was a wife of 19 years, a mother of 2 beautiful daughters, and really mentally, physically, and emotionally I was hurting. My energy was gone. I felt like I wasn't reaching the goals that I had set for myself as far as being a wife, a mother. I just feel like God placed me right in this program right at the critical time that I needed it in my life. And I really needed to focus some time on myself and where I was at in life. Part of the reason I felt like I was failing, I was running kids to practice, going to games, cooking the best I could, trying to be there for everything I could do physically. Mentally, I was just surviving day in and day out. One of the main reasons I was having a lot of trouble mentally, I had hit my 40s, weight wasn't falling off, I didn't feel attractive. I just felt like I was in a whirlwind of going to work, coming home, cooking dinner, cleaning house, taking care of the kids, and never focusing on what I needed. I just survived. That's what I was doing, was just surviving every day. Emotionally, I was empty. Spiritually, I was empty. After the 25-week challenge, I can say Jenny Teeter is stronger physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually for myself. Now I can say I've lost over 25 inches off my body as a whole. I'm down almost 8% body fat. Only 14 pounds on the scale, which means I gained muscle. As a firefighter, FFR has helped me to not only gain in strength, but mentally I know that if I have a challenge set in front of me, I can go out there and accomplish it. Words that would describe Jenny Teeter post FFR 25-week challenge would be amazing, strong, faithful, committed, spiritually fed, huge family now, and I'm worth something, and that's pretty much where I'm at. I am Jenny Teeter. I am fit for duty. I am fit for life.
Before Fit First Responders, I struggled with weight most of my adult life. I mean, I was in the category of morbidly obese, and food absolutely dominated my life. And it was like a vicious cycle where I would eat and then I would feel guilty and remorseful and shameful that I'd eaten so much, and then I would eat again just to cover up those feelings. My self-esteem directly correlated with how I looked in the mirror. If I ever went on a search warrant, or if I ever had to chase down a bad guy or get involved in a physical altercation, could I physically do it? Could I be an effective backer for my fellow officers? And I always wondered, hey, do they think the same thing about me? Do they wonder if I'm an effective backer? I developed high blood pressure that I had to take medication for. I had acid reflux so bad that I developed lesions on my esophagus, and that turned into Barrett's disease, which is a precursor to esophageal cancer. And it got so bad that I had to have surgery where they pulled up part of my stomach to wrap around my esophagus to stop the acid flow. And I still continued to eat. I had suffered so much physically and emotionally that there were times when I wanted God just to take me. But you know, God loves me, and He's a good God. And He put Fit First Responders in my path. After the 25-week challenge, the results that I have experienced are nothing less than tremendous and exciting for me. I have lost 12 inches from my hips, 11 inches from my waist, 5 inches from my chest, and 37 pounds lost so far. Because I developed a personal relationship with other occupations that were first responders, I appreciated and greatly respected the jobs that they did. We were a team not only in Fit First Responders, but we were also a team in supporting and protecting our communities. I no longer suffer from high blood pressure. I no longer have acid reflux. All my medications are a thing of the past. I find myself a lot more confident when I go into that interrogation room, and I can, with ease now, obtain confessions. I have the confidence that if I have to fight for my life, I'm going to survive and I'm going to win. I have the confidence that if my brother officer or my sister officer is down, I have the confidence that I can drag them to safety or protect their life. I have the confidence that if a citizen needs me, that I am there, and I will put down my life if need be and not have any second thought about it. There is no hesitation. I didn't have that confidence before. I am so thankful for this program and its sponsors because it has changed my life in so many ways. But the main thing and the main impact I got out of Fit First Responders was my relationship with the Lord. I could never have done this challenge on my own. It was Him I relied on. I am now living the life that God intended. I am not simply existing, I am living. City of Tulsa, Tulsa Police Department, Tulsa Fire Department, IMSA, anyone needs this program, because there is no way you can enter this program without seeing results. I am Liz EAGAN. I am fit for duty. I am fit for life. Woohoo!
Before first responders, life wasn't bad. It was life. I will say I was existing. I gained weight early on in my career, about 15 pounds a year. I remember thinking that I am a recipe for disaster. We made a couple of fires and I got extremely tired halfway through, and my eyes were opened. If you don't have the energy to go do something, you're probably not going to get your kids and go to the park or go water or go ice skating or take them fishing. You're just not going to do the active things that you want to do because you don't feel good. I wrestled in high school. I was a state champ. I got a little bit tired of wrestling. I said, I'm done with this, and I joined the military. And the next thing you know, I'm on a military wrestling team. And then the next thing you know, I'm on the all-military team. Then I got out of the military and I went to the Olympic Training Center. In my last few years, I wrestled 152 pounds. I wrestled 152. In 2011, I weighed 263 pounds. And I remember sitting in church and looking down at my jeans thinking, the legs of these jeans are gigantic. Why are my legs so big? I used to be in such good shape. And all these things just take a toll. My youngest, she's got cerebral palsy. She was born with a virus. It's the cytomegalovirus. When she was born, we were told that more than likely she'd end up deaf, blind, and mentally handicapped. You know, I look at her and I look at how she doesn't complain. And that used to really, like right before this program started, that was something that really kind of moved me. Is like the girl is 2.5, 3, and she falls 8 or 9 times a day on tile and concrete, hitting her head. The things that you look at them and you're like, I need to take her to the hospital, and she never complains. She will cry for a second and not complain and want to go play some more. That's tough. That's tough to me. And I think, how come I'm so weak if this 2.5-year-old kid's so tough? And she came from me. In my head, I just had this feeling that you are weak if you can't keep weight off. People are looking at you saying, look what happened to McClendon, he got fat. And I just felt miserable when you're really kind of living in your head, trying to figure out how to do life. Your attitude seems to suffer just a little bit. How could we let this happen? How did I let this happen to myself, knowing that my life depends on me being in shape? 58% of our on-the-job deaths are due to health problems and cardiac arrest and overexertion and overstress. I'm a firm believer that negativity breeds negativity, and positive interaction will create more positive interaction, and I was part of the problem. But I've always had this feeling deep down inside that I have a whole lot more to offer than I'm actually giving right now. All I'm doing is getting by. Since completing the 25-week challenge, I'm doing better. We had a weekly motivation every week, different theme, and those all stuck. Some of them I would get my truck and write down so I wouldn't forget. Know your what and why was one of my biggest ones. I was like, why am I here? And what am I? Who am I? Some days the only thing that brought me to the gym was the camaraderie of like-minded individuals. People like me that are going through the same thing as me. I got my results back. I lost 54, 55 pounds. I lost 21% body fat. I lost 12 inches off my waist. I gained 4 to 5 pounds of muscle. My squat is phenomenal right now. I don't think if you told me a year ago you're going to squat 455 pounds for 3 reps again, I would have said no way. I took so much more mentally away from this, seeing the coaches who have a servant's heart, are so positive all the time, and it's just so contagious. I spent so much more time with my kids since this program started. I walked in tonight and they were so happy to see me, because they know Dad's gonna play with them now. Dad's gonna get in the floor. Dad's gonna go outside. Dad's going to the park. I've had multiple people come up and say, hey, what were you doing? Tell me more about this FFR deal. Somebody thought of something and they incorporated it. I did something with what they incorporated and had results. My results caused somebody else to do something that's gonna get results. It brought 2 departments together. I've never seen that before. TPD, EMSA, and fire always have called each other. They're brothers and sisters, and they are, but it wasn't a true family. After this program started, we'd show up on scene and we'd get excited to see FFR members. That's gonna improve life for the citizens of Tulsa. It's something that I think we need to keep moving forward on. I think that if we could get more involvement department-wide in this program, it would be gigantic. The main winner of this overall is going to be the city of Tulsa, the citizens, and the city itself. I mean, we are able to do our jobs better than we were 25 weeks ago. This is the greatest thing to happen to the city of Tulsa since I've been there. If you look at these results, you'll never see anything like this in any other program. There's nothing like this around. This is where we need to be. I am Mike McClendon. I am fit for duty, and I'm fit for life.
Before Fit First Responders, I was a 49-year-old firefighter. I'd been on the job for 21 years. I'd kind of fitting into a groove at the fire station and in life. Kind of found myself getting by, doing things that, showing up for the job. And I had a great crew, a bunch of young guys, and they kind of carried the load for me. I couldn't sleep through the night because of my shoulder pain, and that was in both of my shoulders. So getting on the truck, lower back pain, and I know I was just carrying those extra pounds. I know physically I was losing, and I knew that was part of my problem, not working out and not being fit. But when you're overweight, and you're not happy with yourself. So every day I was facing that. In September of 2012, my crew and I were involved in a backdraft explosion at a school fire. We all suffered third-degree burns and spent several weeks in the hospital in the burn center. And emotionally, getting back on that truck, that was hard for all of us to go back to work and do that job that we love every day. I am that leader, and I've got these guys looking up to me, and I want to make sure that they go home every day safe. And I know that I've got the firefighting experience for that, but I didn't know that I had the physical ability to carry that out in case if we got into trouble. So because I was lacking in that area, it made me feel inferior to my job, that I couldn't perform the way that I should, that I know that I was expected to perform every day. Since Fit First Responders, I'm telling you, I am in the best shape that I've been in 15 years. I feel better every day. I get out of bed. I have more energy. I'm just more positive about what I have to do that day and what I can accomplish. In that 6-month time, I lost 40 pounds and 10.5 inches in my waist. I got to go get new clothes. So that is one of the best things that I've felt. As a firefighter now, I'm injury-free. Neither one of my shoulders hurt anymore. My back feels great. And then when I show up on scene, I just have so much more energy and so much more strength, and I can keep up with those young guys on the truck, and they're chasing to keep up with me now. My relationship with my new wife is just amazing now, and I know she looks at me in a more positive light now, and she sees the results. I couldn't have done it without her. I love her more than anything, and she has just been my inspiration. The Fit First Responder program is amazing. It was just what I needed. I can't say enough about Coach JC and his staff. They have been a godsend to me, and I'm so thankful for them. And I know that the first responders, the firemen and the policemen and the EMS, they are thankful for everything they've done, and I think the city is going to owe them huge for what the results they're getting out of this program. I am Terry SIVADON. I am fit for duty and fit for life.